Hello and welcome to another Bloomburrow draft. I am Paul Cheon, and today we are sitting at Platinum 2. We had an incredible run with, I feel like, a deck that I'm not going to beat for the remainder of Bloomburrow draft. The best aggressive mono white rabbits deck that I've ever drafted. It was just incredible. It felt overpowered. My opponents would cast spells and it didn't matter because my spells were simply just superior. So I don't think we're going to be able to top that, but maybe we can still go back-to-back trophies rather in this draft. Now, before this draft starts, I did want to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Check out TCGplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. If you want to purchase any cards, make sure you click that affiliate link in the description below. Additionally, if you are interested in taking your game to the next level, TCG is also releasing a series of videos called Edge. Go to channelfireball.com/edge for more information with how to up your game with educational videos from some of the best Magic players in the world. Reed Duke, LSV, Martin Yuza, all kinds of great players much better than me that will help guide you to becoming a better Magic player. Additionally, this video is brought to you by heavyplay.com. Go to heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. Heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. Heavyplay is going to have a booth presence at the upcoming SCG Con, so make sure you you go over, say hi, and let them know that Paul sent you. All right, Valley Quest Caller again? Why not? Nope. It's oh wow. We opened the two best talents in the format, which is actually a little bit unfortunate. Let me tell you why. It's because the person we're passing to is going to take Hunter's talent. That is the unfortunate part about all of this, because the person we're passing to will almost certainly take this card. This is one of the best cards in the entire set, better than most rares, but it is not better than this rare, which is, in fact, one of the best rares also in the entire set. So I'm going to take this, noting that you can also splash this. Obviously, I'd rather be green, but just want to note that if somehow green ends up being heavily contested, I am more than happy to splash this with the proper amount of fixing. All right, taking a look at this pack. Look at this fancy little mythic. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery, make a copy of this card. So this card's just wildly unplayable. It's not very good. Don't take the Storm Splitter. What do we want? I'm not super high on Hazard Root Herbalist. There is a Longstock Brawl, Ahead of the Homestead, Moonstone Harbinger, and Pond Prophet as options. Harbinger I like less in black-green. I like this a lot more in black-white, where I can gain a lot more life. Pond Prophet, I think, is the card with the most upside, but given that it's blue-green and I don't know that I'm going to be blue-green, I don't want to take it. I think the safest pick for us to take is either the Longstock Brawl or Head of the Homestead. Head of the Homestead costs 5, though. This is definitely good in green-white, but I'm going to take Longstock Brawl just to keep my options a little bit more open. If I do end up in black-green, for example, or even red-green, I probably want the Brawl over the Head of the Homestead, whereas if I end up in green-white, I would probably want the Head of the Homestead. So let's just take that interactive piece here in the Longstock Brawl and see what the next pack has to offer. All right, solid start here so far. Now we have another Builder's Talent. Shall we do it again? Shall we run it back? Innkeeper's Talent is good with Builder's Talent, in that it is a non-creature permanent. We have some +1/+1 counters to throw around. That allows me to potentially play a card like Stocking the Pantry. I'm just kidding. That card's wildly unplayable. Don't play it. But I think it's early enough where it's worth taking. I'm not really losing out on too much here. There's a Druid of the Spade. There's a Glide Die Duo, which is a fine card, but it's certainly a lot less fun than Builder's Talent. There's a Playful Shove, which is fine. Yeah, we're missing out on maybe a Glide Dive Duo. That's something that we need to be mindful of. Bunch of red cards here as well, but I do fancy myself a Builder's Talent as well. So if white does end up being open, I can certainly go ahead and move in that direction. Alternatively, we have this pack, which gives us access to Splash Slasher and Tree Guard Duo as I think the best cards here. Bone Cash Overseer is okay if we do end up kind of deciding to move into the Squirrels archetype, but we can either choose to stay the course here by taking a very, very solid green card in the duo, or move into blue here with the Splash Slasher. I'm just going to take the duo. Honestly, I think they're similar in power level anyways, and this is just a green card. Now, if there's like a Shoreline Looter in that pack, that might change things, just because that's so much better, but happy enough with the Tree Guard Duo. And now we're going to slam Baker's Bane Duo here, 5th pick, so green cards certainly seem to be flowing, and still trying to figure out what the second color should be. The Baker's Bane duo is also fine with Builder's Talent. Cash grab would be nice, as it allows us to get both the Innkeeper's Talent and the Builder's Talent here. Not a really good place here for the second color, though. I don't really like Thistledown players very much, unless I'm doing the mouse thing. There's a Lupin Flower Village. Bat, bird, mouse, or rabbit. If I'm green-white, I guess I'm going to be rabbits. I'm just going to take this because it has the most upside. The rest of this pack is pretty bad. I don't care for these white commons. Early winter, conduct electricity are all kind of replaceable. So I think Lupin Flower Village has the most upside based on what we have so far. And now we have the choice between Driftgloom Coyote and Paw Patch Formation. Looks like green-white might be the color combination to be. I will take the Coyote here. I do think the Paw Patch Formation is fine. Making a food is pretty good with Builder's Talent, but this is just removal. And in green-white, this is just really, really solid as a top-end card. Sonar Strike, also quite nice. But let's go ahead and take the Driftgloom Coyote and see if we can settle into a green-white deck here, potentially. I'll take a Rabbit Response. Right now, this isn't the best Rabbit deck, but obviously we're in the color combination where the Rabbit Response could be good. And we tabled Head of the Homestead, which is a fantastic sign. Now we have a couple of really great 5-drops. Going to be looking to focus in on the lower end of the mana curve now, given that we have a couple of 5s. So not going to take the Pileated Provisioner. I will take a Hazard Root Herbalist. This is a rabbit. In green-white, you're generating tokens, so giving the token Death Touch is also a thing. It's not insane, but it's fine. And then here I will take the Provisioner, although I do like it less. Here, I'm going to put all the medium cards here on the right side. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I do like it less than these other 5, so it will likely be my first cut if we end up a little bit flooded on the 5 mana cards. Like I said before, going to really focus on the cheap end of the mana curve here. We're looking for Carrot Cakes, more Baker's Bane duos, and some of the, of course, uncommon 2-drops as well. Here we have, I'm going to take the Share Pot here over the Short Bow. This is a highly speculative pick to go with this Builder's Talent, which also looks kind of medium right now. But in a world where we don't get like the best rabbit deck ever, like our previous deck, maybe we go a little bit deep here and draft more of a white-green mid-range deck centered around Builder's Talent, Bumbleflower, Share Pot, and some other non-creature permanents. Banishing Light comes to mind, Carrot Cakes come to mind. So that is another direction that we can go. So something that we do need to be mindful of. Last pick, Waterspout Warden. So decent start here. Very, very promising start, but gonna need a little more power and a very, very sad pack here. I do not like this pack at all. There's a Sonar Strike and an Uncharted Haven. I'm just going to take the Uncharted Haven. Green-white does have just a nice combination of tricks and spells, so the Sonar Strike isn't a huge priority for me, whereas I just absolutely love Uncharted Haven. Just making sure that I can make sure my mana is good. I have good mana fixing to just cast all of my spells. I love casting my spells. It's a thing that I really enjoy, so I'm going to take the Uncharted Haven, even though it's very, very early. There's a Thoughtstalker Warlock here. Rare is missing. Of course, we're not going to take it here. I'm just going to take a Worn Elder. Like I said, I really want cheap creatures. Maybe the Share Pot will table. Certainly something that I'd consider if I do pick up a second copy of Builder's Talent. But that gives us another solid 2-drop here. And that's a hop to it. Love to see that. I do like Worn Elder, but this card's premium in the Rabbit deck. Very, very happy to see that along with this Worn Elder. But let's take the hop to it here. And yeah, this is exactly what I want. This is interesting. Bark-Knuckle Boxer versus Baker's Bane duo. I don't actually know what's better, but I'm going to take the Baker's Bane duo. This is a little more aggressively slanted, but given that I also have this Builder's Talent that I'd like to try to make work, I want to take the Baker's Bane duo. I actually think it's quite close anyways. If I knew for sure I was super duper aggro, then maybe I would take the Bark-Knuckle Boxer, but this card's pretty fine too. You're going to expend often, you get a token, it helps you race, it just kind of does a little bit of everything. And now there is, wow. 5th pick, Shoreline Looter. Of course, blue always seems to be open, but I love me a crumb and get it, so I'm going to slam it here. And this is exactly the reason why I'm also not taking cards like the Sonar Strike very high. You just oftentimes will have far too many spells. So I just, when in doubt, I'll take the creature. when given that option. Here we have, I'm not, Builder's Talent's a cool card here, but I need 3 drops. I'm going to take the Strike Force here. I do think I like it more than the Nettle Guard, so we'll take it here. This card's just solid. I'm a big fan of this card. Also just works well randomly with some of these pump spells that you have. Obviously with Tree Guard Duo, that's an incredible combo. You can just kill people out of nowhere. Worn Elder, 7th pick. Wow, a bunch of these good blue cards as well, but I am super happy with the Worn Elder. This was an amazing pack for us. We got a Baker's Bane Duo and double Worn Elder, Hop to it, and Strike Force. And we were really, really concerned about the low end of our mana curve, so I'm thrilled to be able to pick up all these cheap creatures. We could have ended up with 75 Splash Lashers, but it is what it is. I don't see a world where I'll ever play 2 copies of this card, particularly because I'm also looking at this Rabbit response. So I'm going to take the Seed Pod Squire. I don't really like this card in general. It's another speculative card if I end up a little bit short on playables. Here, I'll rare draft. We're looking at 4, 6, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards here that I'm happy with on the left. And then I can certainly play any of these cards on the right. So, if you can pick up about 8 playables per pack, that's a decent place to be. Now, like I said, I'm not going to ever play double Lupin Flower Village, so I will take the second copy of the Bumbleflower Sharepot, and now we're hoping for a second copy of Builder's Talent. That's the hope. I'll take Thistledown Players here as another potential 3-mana card. Actually, I'm just going to hide these for now. I don't want to play them. I have a Pileated Provisioner already, so I guess I'll take this sword. Hey, it works with Builder's Talent, huh? Wow, just swords for days. More cheap stuff. I am certainly always interested in more cheap stuff. That's a Zoraline. Very, very good card that you can potentially splash. But honestly, I'm not getting too fancy here. There's another Thoughtstalker Warlock. Like I said, I just care about having cheap creatures. Feather of Flight is pretty decent, but I think Worn Elder is just better. For my deck, that is. Because if there's a world where I end up playing all these cards on the right, I just want to make sure that I have my 2 drops covered. So I will take the Worn Elder here. Scrap Shooter. Wow. And Baker's Bane Duo and Head of the Homestead. What a pack. This is a pack. So I can take Baker. I don't think it's Head of the Homestead. I think it's Baker's Bane Duo or Scrap Shooter. I don't actually know what I like. I hate the fact that this is double green. I've just been not that impressed with this card in general. Yep, I'm taking the Baker's Bane Duo here. Also, the nice thing about the Baker's Bane Duo, it just makes it so that this Builder's Talent gets better. There's a Jackdaw Savior here, but I actually found this card to just be it's solid, but it's not better than Intrepid Rabbit, in my opinion. And there's also Banishing Light, but I think the Rabbit's just better. Even though I have this Builder's Talent, I don't want to get too caught up on all of, I can certainly just not play this, and Intrepid Rabbit is just fantastic. So let's go ahead and take the Rabbit here. Phineas Ace Archer, 4th pick, what? Let's go. Glad I took all these rabbits. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, okay. 4th pick Phineas. We are in the right lane, folks. We are in the right lane, wow. 7 2-drops now, very, very happy about that. Now I could use some interaction, so I will take this Banishing Light over the Cash Grab. We don't have infinite squirrels. Turn 2, I want to play a 2-drop anyways. I don't really care so much for the Star Charter. I only have Crumb and Get It as an interactive spell, so I will take Banishing Light over Sonar Strike, just because it kills everything. And now we have, this is not really a 3-tree Root Weaver deck. I can either play a second copy of Rabbit Response or a Bark Form Harvester. The Harvester just doesn't do much, though. I'd rather just play a Thistledown Player, so I guess I'll take a second copy of Rabbit Response, but not really looking to play it necessarily. Another Thistledown Players. I do like Crumb and Get It, and I do think I like that over Parting Gust. Yep, let's go ahead and do that. Feather of Flight Table, okay. I already have a Thistledown. I guess I'll take Parting Gust. I don't really care about the Dewdrop thing. I would certainly sideboard it in against a control removal heavy deck. Let's see. I don't really like I don't even know if this card is good. I feel like Parting Gust is just not a good card. Wow! 11th pick Banishing Light? That's ridiculous. Okay. Well, I feel like I have enough for the Builder's Talent here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can play the Bell too. Yeah? Oh, Sonar Strike too? Sure. Okay. I mean, it feels like we were most likely in the right colors. What can we cut? There's Sonar Strike as an option. I just love Crumb and Get It, so I don't think I'm ever gonna cut it. Also, I actually think I can cut Rabbit Response. I have triple Warren Elder. And I have lots of pumping effects. I have the Crumb and Get It's as well. I'm not like crazy go wide. I have a Rabbit, Intrepid Rabbit, ahead of the Homestead and a Hop to it. So yeah, I think Rabbit Response is fine to cut here. And I think this is it. I think this gives us the best combination of like interaction and fun. We have double Banishing Light, Sonar Strike, and Longstalk Brawl as interactive spells. Bumbleflower Sharepot is also really cheap, like a really expensive way to get something back. It's possible this is not even good, and I should just not play it. It's so expensive, and I don't really care about the life gain. So maybe I should just cut it. I think the Builder's Talent is still fine without the Sharepot, right? So it's something that I can potentially see myself cutting. I do like everything else. And this still gives us a good number of creatures, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 creatures. So having one more creature seems like it'd be pretty good. All right, so maybe we can find one more thing to add to our deck. So I'm looking at Seed Pod Squire, the Herbalist, or Thistledown Players, or this Provisioner. It's between one of these. And I think I want it to be something cheap, just so that my Innkeeper's Talent can do some work. And I think I like the Herbalist more than... I'm not a huge fan of the Herbalist. It's like a 3-mana 1/4. If I'm aggressively slanted, I guess it gives my creature +1/+0. It is a rabbit, which works with Phineas. So maybe I just play it because of that. Also, I want something cheaper because I have Treeguard Duo, and I don't have a bunch of 3s. So it's probably this Hazard Herbalist, honestly, over some of these other options. All right, and then now we just have to make the decision on... Also, we can hit it off the Lupin Flower Village. You know, if I had a second copy of Builder's Talent, I think I would play the Sharepot. But as is, I just think this is a little too slow, and I think my deck would much prefer a Sonar Strike, particularly with Phineas. You just want to draft the deck around the Phineas. So having Crumb and Get It's and Sonar Strikes and Feather of Flights to give this some evasion, I think is going to be very nice for us. So this is the deck. Looks okay. Looks interesting. Not the best deck I've ever drafted, but we have some good cards and a decent curve. And I think we were in the right lane. So hopefully that ends up panning out for us. Now, before this draft fires, I did want to say this video is brought to you by my Patreon. Wow, I completely messed that up. Anyways, if you are interested in supporting the channel, my Patreon is the best way to do so. Patreon.com/paulcheon. Shout out to all the folks up on this list. Thank you so much for your support. On the play here, I have a Fountain Port Bell that I'm certainly using to get a land. Do I want a white or a green source? I'm not entirely sure. I will play the bell and take a look at my deck to see. I have a double white card. Yeah, it's got to be a Plains. I already have a forest. Yeah, it's just got to be a Plains. I'll go ahead and run out the Elder. The next turn we have Elder plus Brawl if necessary. Let's see what they play. Play the Haste Prowess creature. No, not Coruscation Mage. I don't want that one. So, yeah, let's go ahead and give them a little fishy. Kill the mage. It's tapped, right? Yeah. Beat down for 3. They could kill this Elder. An Agate Assault, for example, would get it done. But, you know, totally solid start. We have the Banishing Light back up here as well. I'm playing the bell. Normally I wouldn't play the bell, but because I have the Builder's Talent, it's just nice with it. It gives you something to get back out of the graveyard. I'm just going to attack, I guess. Oh, Dire Downfall, I guess? Oh, Sugarcoat. Sure. This is actually really interesting. I can Banishing Light the Sugarcoat. And this still has a counter on it, I think. Yeah, let's do that. All right. I've never done that before, I will say. But hey, playing a 3-3 this turn doesn't seem bad. I still have a Sonar Strike and Driftgloom Coyote. Man, I wanted them to play that in that previous turn. It's okay, Sonar Strike should still be good. They do have access to Agate Assault. Oh, Blooming Blast, sure. Looks like they're going to attack me. Rabid Gnaw? Why does all my opponents have this card? What a beating. Okay. That is unfortunate. I'm going to draw a card here. I don't want to miss my land drops for the Coyote. And then I'm just going to kill the Mentor. So that they don't get the cost reduction there. Pearl of Wisdom. I don't like seeing that. Baker's Bane Duo or Hazard Root Herbalist. I'm going to play the Herbalist. Just better use of my mana. Play my 3-drop. Decent blocker. I can also attack with it. That's fine. Otterball Antics. Ooh, that's kind of scary. All right. We did draw Baker's Bane Duo. I'm going to choose to be aggressive here. All right, get in for 3 and then play a Baker's Bane Duo. I just mostly wanted to draw the card anyways to try to hit land number 5 for the Driftgloom Coyote. Coyote obviously very good against this Otter token, especially if they're going to choose to flash back the Otterball Antics, although I imagine they're going to try to do something more powerful this turn, like just normally cast an Otterball Antics. I imagine there's going to be some removal spell here to go on my Baker's Bane Duo. What is happening? Don't Rabid Gnaw me. Do not Rabid Gnaw me. That's all I'm going to say. I'll take 3. All right, so they had nothing to do. What do I want to do here? Certainly attack. Okay. And actually, I'm going to play a Baker's Bane Duo just because I think this is going to help me race a little bit better. Because I want to just sack the food and gain 3 life. That's all I want to do. So, ideally, we draw land number 5 to play the Driftgloom Coyote, which is then going to let us expend. And then the Baker's Bane Duos will be able to attack for 3 next turn anyways. They do have a nice spell setup, I will say. A very, very nice spell setup. Let's sack. Now, them having 2 mana up is scary, for sure. Now, here's my question. Like, how concerned do I need to be of, like, a counter spell? Because I can just get in with my flyers. I'm going to do that, actually. I'm just going to attack with my flyer. They can't do anything. If they have a counter, like I can play Strike Force and I can gain 3 life here. I think this is better. I think given what I have now in play, because I can pump the Strike Force, they're going to feel obligated to be proactive somehow. And then that's going to tap them out more often than not. And then I will be able to use the Driftgloom Coyote. Like they're at 7. They can't really attack me. But I guess they still have counterspell mana based off of what's happening here. What the heck? They're doing this before blocks? Okay. I don't even know what they can have here. I mean, it's clearly some kind of spell. Right? Shore up? Sure. Okay. So that thing is gigantic. I guess there's no point attacking with the duos then. They go to 1. I have 2 flyers in play and a bunch of blockers, so... Alright. I'd be pretty surprised if they can kill me here. But Calamitous Wave is certainly strong. Okay. They're gonna need to, like, cycle into some absurd stuff here to be able to pull this off. 5 mana with 2 cards. 1 card. Okay, that's still not enough. I can just chump block here with the Baker's Bane. Although this thing has trample, but there's no card that gives double strike. Not to my knowledge, so... We're just gonna make the blocks that make the most sense. And move from there. Like, they can't beat 2 flyers. It would be crazy if there was just 2 mana, give this double strike. Yeah. Good game, opponent. And, I mean, they legitimately had a pretty good deck. Like... For a blue-red spells deck, you know. However good you think that might be. No, a lot of cheap spells, Rabid Gnaws, like, all kinds of stuff. But... we also had a solid one. Also, we didn't even need the Innkeeper's Talent. All right, on the play here. I got Builder's Talent and 2 cards. There's just 0 chance I'm mulliganing. Also, we're sandbagging this Fountainport Bell because I want to get that trigger here. Also, I drew another Plains. Couldn't have at least been a forest, so I'm not forced to like get a forest with the Bell. Fireglass Mentor. Okay. Okay. I mean, I have to get a forest, I think. I want to play my Baker's Bane duo. Okay, nothing from them. Let's crack the bell. I can get the bell back. I know. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. But I'm putting counters on my duo, obviously. Like, if they kill the duo, they kill the duo. Alright. They killed the duo. By the way. I drew another one, though. These are 2 mana 3/3s. They're being very good. I have a Banishing Light here as well. Like, my... Alania's Pathmaker is very good. Alright, they are valuing me out. Thornplate Intimidator. Okay. I wish I had a Bumbleflower Sharepot here. Just saying. Let's put a counter here. I'm just like not that afraid of what they have. Oh, this is good with the Intimidator. I'm just going to kill the Mentor. I feel like the Mentor is just going to be busted. And I'd rather build up my actual creature that can attack. Even if they killed us, I can just block this with my wall. We're taking 3 damage here. I guess I could have sacked this food, actually. Alright. They have 1 red. If they want to trade 2 for 1 here, I'm more than happy with that. So let's just attack here. That's what I thought. I just felt like that was the best use of my mana. Now, if they kill my wall and hit me for 8, sure. But then now that this is a 5/5, I can just use Longstock Brawl. So this is a fine situation to be in. Sure. Wall down. Let's draw a card. Shrike Force is very nice. I guess I'm just gonna kill the 4/3. Although they do have 2 mana. Do they have a lizard in play? They don't. I don't want to give them a creature. Yeah, this is actually kind of interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna kill the Ambusher. I know it's a smaller creature, but this just prevents shenanigans where, like, let's say I Longstalk, Brawl, and kill the Intimidator, and then they block with the Ambusher, then I'm the first one that has to blink, whereas this way I'm not. This is, like, not ideally a race that they want. The thing is now, I have double Crumb and Get It on my Shrike Force to kill my opponent. That is on the table here. Treeguard Duo, wow. 4/8. It's full control. I guess this is bad if they have Scales of Shale, huh? Consumed by Greed. I'll just sack my Duo. There we go. This was better than putting all the counters on the Shrike Force. Alright, that was actually somewhat close. Solid Lizard deck from the opponent. Builder's Talent did a good amount of work in that game for sure. That's the thing, like, when you play Builder's Talent, you don't have to just, like, get the entire world. If you can just, like, get back one thing and, like, put 2 counters, that is more than enough. Alright, up 2-0. Fine hand here, Baker's Bane Duo. I'm so glad I took that Baker's Bane Duo. I just kept taking it over anything else. And I'm happy that I did. Just a really good card. Really, really good card. Alright, turn 2 Baker's Bane Duo, turn 3 Shrike Force with a Crumb and Get It and Banishing Light on the play. Very solid start. Green Black. It's always like a Vine Reap Mentor or something, you know what I mean? Not really interested in trading. I'd rather just do it next turn when I can go like potentially Banishing Light plus Fountain Port Bell. Honored Dre Leader, okay. Yeah. I'll exile that. It's always got, in black-green, it's just going to be awesome, so just might as well do this. And by doing that, I get to expend 4. My Baker's Bane Duo gets to attack safely this turn. And now my opponent's at 15, which is good. Of course, we're out of gas, but the Fountain Port Bell can be anything. We're playing 16 lands plus the Bell. We have a Lupin Flower Village. That's a Poly Wallop on the Shrike Force, sure. It's interesting because if I play a 4-drop, yeah, see? So even though I don't have one in my hand, my opponent attacked me because if I play a 4-drop, they're not going to block anyways. Let's crack the Bell. No more lands, please. Okay, Worn Elder is totally fine. Let's attack. Actually, given that I'm flooded, like, it's actually somewhat good here. Unless they kill it. Thornvault 4... Every time, by the way. Literally every time. Literally. Every time my opponents have been a black-green Squirrels deck in like the last 4 drafts, they've all had Thornvault Forager. It's actually ridiculous. It's getting ridiculous. Straight up ridiculous. This is brutal. I'll trade this with the Daggerfang duo, I guess. Now the question is, do I pump it to get in for an extra point of damage? I think so. I think every point matters. Because if I pump it, then I can play Baker's Bane duo. And then next turn attack. Obviously, if they kill my Warren Elder, it kind of stinks, but what can you do? Like, I can choose to do one less point of damage, but this seems like one of those games where it's going to be so close. Every point. Where's my Phineas and my Innkeeper's talent? This deck's been forcing me to win with my commons? Come on. Blah. Oh, they're foraging for 2 mana. Blue? Dream Dew Entrancer? Vren? That's a Vren. Wait, I don't know about this sequencing, but Thoughtstalker Warlock, sure. Can't cast it. It's not very good. I'd probably just take the Cultivator. Like, I'm just going to play whatever I draw now. Well, they're at 10 at least. Oh, they took Fountainport Bell. What does this do? Sack a token, draw a card, or... Okay, it doesn't do anything right now. That attack is wild to me. You're at 10 life, bro. We're so close to killing them. Ugh. Ugh. I can't let my creature die, so I gotta do this. Alright, so they go to 7. Okay. Another land lets us double activate the Warren Elder, which is pretty good. I mean, it's not a good spot to be in. We've played Crumb and Gettits and Baker's Bane duos, and they've played Thornvault Foragers and Vrens. So we definitely need a Banishing Light here, or we need to draw something here off the top. With just what we have in play, it's just not going to be enough. I mean, that isn't terrible. All right. What can you do? What can you do? Yep. Man, they get a Vren trigger here too. Yikes. And the squirrel of their choice. Thornvault Forager, sure. Yeah. So close. So close until it isn't close. You know what I mean? Let's see. They're at 2 life. What can I draw? The thing that gives flying. Oh, they just... Man. Baker's Bane duo here. We drew our own Baker's Bane duo. They can get back the Forager, or Thoughtstalker Warlock, or what have you. I just need to play this and pass, I guess. That's kind of where we're at, unfortunately. And yeah. They went down to 1 life. Holy cow. Well, they're at 4. They can get back... I have no idea. I mean, Thoughtstalk, a Warlock, a Corpseberry Cultivator maybe, or the Forager. Just so much inevitability because we just kind of had a subpar start. They are being so aggressive with their creatures. This really opens the door for me to be able to find a way out of this, but... Like, if I just kill Vren, that's really good for me. They can forage and get back... Maybe they get back Daggerfang Duo, honestly. Just because it's a nice Death Touch creature. What did they get back? If they're greedy, they get back, like, Thornvault Forager or something. Oh, they got back a Bonebind Orator. Okay, and then what does this do? 2 sack a token, draw a card. Okay, sure. All right, so what I want is the thing that gives wings, +1/+0 and flying, and then like draw a spell off of that. That would be great. Warren Elder would be okay. Tree Guard Duo. I mean, it's a card. It turns everything on. So what does that mean? Baker's Bane Duo, one of my Baker's Bane duos would get blocked by the Vren and they would get a rat. So it's not ideal. And then they still have plenty of blockers for the other creatures. The problem here is if I just attack with a giant creature, if I attack with a giant creature, they can just block with the fish and sack. But I don't have a great attack otherwise, so I'm just going to attack with the 7/7 and just force the action. Even though it's not like great action anyways. Yeah. I mean, these are just some obvious back and forths. That Crumb and Get It, giving them the extra food was pretty not ideal, but I needed to do it to attack through that Death Touch creature. Bumbleflower Sharepot, okay. Yeah. That's a thing. Like, I need to get an aggressive start here against the Sultai deck. Like, they just have too much inevitability with all the power in their deck. Like, the Vren... The Squirrels deck just is better at going long anyways. And they had a pretty solid version. Our deck certainly tried, but it wasn't quite good enough. Alright, I still have that out, by the way. The +1/+0 flying card into a spell that lets me expend and get in for enough. If they only have this one black mana. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Please, please let me draw a spell. Oh my gosh. That's insane, okay? Okay. Let's go. Come on, spell. 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 Come on. Oh, yes. I don't even know what to target here. Oh, because this makes it +1/+1. It actually wasn't enough to expend, but I can kill something small. Gift a tap fish, target a creature I control. And here is a 2/2. Oh my gosh, we just squeaked it out. 4 in the air. What? What? Wow, lucky Cheon. Oh my gosh. I mean, I just verbally said my outs, and then we just verbally stated it into existence. There you go. This is what I need. This is what I got. Damn. The called shot. Whew. Oh. What a draw. Holy cow. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, this hand is absurd. On the draw, though, but we have Forest, Plains, Phineas, Hop to it. Builder's Talent, even, although that doesn't do as much here. Oh my gosh. Do I play this with safety? I feel like playing this against a red-black deck is kind of suicidal. So I'm going to actually play the more conservative line here. I'm going to go Builder's Talent into Hop to it, probably. It's like, this doesn't... I don't need to just, like, snowball right away. You know what I mean? I can wait till I draw planes, potentially. Actually, Baker's Bane Duo also seems pretty good. Although Hop to it plus Tree Guard Duo also seems pretty good. But using the mana here seems pretty good. I'm going to do that. All right. See, already 2 mana, I guess 3 mana 0/4 and put a counter on something. Already good. And I have a Banishing Light too. And now, like, we have creatures that they're incentivized to use the removal spells on, and that if we do draw the planes, we can just win with the Phineas. I'm just gonna sack the... I don't have any forage in my deck. Here is my question. If I draw a planes, which I didn't, of course, what would I have done? I will happily trade with Thornplate Intimidator if that's on the table. It's pretty interesting here. Like, if I play this, it doesn't really do much unless I have the Phineas. So I'm just going to play another Baker's Bane Duo with Crumb and Get It available. And make just a pair of 3/3s. I'm not super interested in pumping my wall. Like, if they want to attack me for 4, sure. I'll just take 4. You know what I mean? Like, we are doing fine in this race. I know Hop to it plus Tree Guard Duo is a nice little combo as well. But the thing is, if I get to the point where I draw land number 4, then I can go like Phineas, especially if I draw planes, into Hop to it or whatever. I mean, to be fair, just trading with a Baker's Bane Duo is probably fine too, right? Like trading a 2-drop for a 4-drop? Like, I don't mind that at all. If they have a Saver, then I can Crumb and Get It. So, if they have a Scales of Shale, so be it. If they have a Scales of Shale, I'll let my Baker's Bane Duo die. If they have a Saver, I'll use Crumb and Get It. That way, I mean, if they have another removal spell, they have another removal spell, which is fine. So it looks like they have Scales of Shale. But I don't want to make my Baker's Bane Duo 1/1 so they can Saver it again. So I'd rather at least force them to have Nocturnal Hunger or take out the Trash here. Or I guess Rabid Gnaw. Sure. Well, they don't get the food here. So, I mean, that was fine. Feather of Flight. That is interesting. Let's attack. And let's hop to it. I don't know that they're going to want to attack me. We'll see. I do have this nice Banishing Light too. I'm trying to hold it for now. For something big. Okay, I don't care about that very much. I guess I'll chump. Actually, it's not even really much of a chump. It's like, they're like, I'm red-black, I need to attack. That didn't do anything. Alright, you got me. I don't know why I did that. That was like a horrible accent. I don't even know what that was. I'm sorry. Wow, Tree Guard Duo is going to be huge. Let's attack with Baker's Bane Duo. Okay. Alright. Alright. I was going to play Banishing Light. I'm at 13. I think I'm okay. I'm just going to play the Phineas now. They have 1 card in hand. And then like Phineas into Tree Guard duo is just bananas. So like if their last card is a removal spell, it's a removal spell. You know what I mean? I will probably chump block with this wall now just to keep my life total pretty high, just because Black-Red does have some reach. That is a nice combo. Kindle Spark duo into Fireglass Mentor is very good. I doubt they're going to attack me here. Okay, they didn't hit a spell. They hit Hidden Grotto, which is fine. It's actually really interesting what I choose to do here. I can, if I draw a land, right, is it better to go Feather of Flight Banishing Light, or is it better to go Tree Guard duo? Unclear. Coruscation Mage, okay. We're at 11. It's a lot of chip damage. Gotta think about this. This thing has Vigilance. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Like, I kind of want to kill this. Is that crazy? Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. If you creatures you control have total power 10 or greater, draw a card. Okay. Okay. We drew a card. That's fantastic. All right, now I'm going to use Banishing Light. And I'm just going to kill the Mentor. And I want to put a counter on a rabbit. All right, now I'm looking super good. Like, they can't really attack me. They can kill my Phineas, I guess. Killing my Phineas would be very good, definitely. What a top deck. What a top deck. Very, very lucky. But I'm glad I killed the Fireglass Mentor. All right, we have a Feather of Flight that I can actually get back. I can use Banishing Light on the Intimidator. But I also have Tree Guard duo as an option. I think it's probably just, we just want to beat down here. And I'm going to attack with everything and Sonar Strike the Thornplate Intimidator. Or the Kindle Spark duo, whatever. Actually, this is interesting. Do I just kill the Kindle Spark duo? No, I'm at 7, whatever. Like, it's going to be so hard for them to kill me here. I mean, if they just keep... They're just constantly drawing spells. Yeah. Okay. Good game. I was like, I don't know. If they just keep just... Like, what if they just drew, like, 3 Might of the Meeks in a row? That would be kind of scary. But I like the... You know, we took a kind of more patient approach. Chose not to play the Phineas right away. And it ended up paying off, right? Because our opponent did have multiple removal spells. They had Savor and Rabid Gnaw. So I'm glad that we waited on the Phineas, showed a little bit of patience there. It's so easy to just go, turn 2 Phineas, turn 3 hop to it. Good game. But just being a little bit extra patient there because we had other options. Now, if I had no other turn 2 play, I'm just playing the turn 2 Phineas all day. But given that we had options, I think I like what we did. On the play here with 2 lands, gonna keep this. Obviously would like more lands. But our hand is fantastic. Baker's Bane duo, Warren Elder, hop to it, Shrike Force, and Hazard Root Herbalist. Gonna go Baker's Bane duo here over Warren Elder. Just not, I don't see myself being able to pump this anytime soon. And then we have an interesting choice actually next turn between playing the Hazard Root Herbalist or the Shrike Force. Ooh, Tender Wild Guide. Terrifying. Terrifying. I believe I'm going to Strike Force here. Reason being is I can give this double strike and still smack them for 4 in the air. Depending on what they choose to do with this wild guide too, right? So. Sticky Tongue Sentinel. That is annoying for sure. I can't actually attack into that. Unless I draw. That was not it. Mana is very, very awkward here. Another white would have been interesting. Yeah, let's play the Hazard Root Herbalist. This still lets me attack with the Baker's Bane duo. It lets me get in for 3. They can choose to block with the Sticky Tongue, but if they do, then all of a sudden I can attack with my Flyer. Tender Wild Guide grows, so now it's a 4/4 on defense. So it's pretty hard to attack with my ground creatures, unless I can spend all my mana. But next turn is actually really interesting, and it really just depends on how much mana they spend. I can actually attack with the Strike Force, give it +1/+0, and then use Feather of Flight. I know like I lose out on the flying there, but by using the Feather of Flight there, I can use that to clear out the Sticky Tongue Sentinel. But that makes me the first person to flinch, so that's not great either. Wow, they just played Hop to it into Burrowguard Mentor. Yikes. Oh my gosh. So with the Tree Guard duo, I can attack for 10 with my Strike Force. Seems like the play. Like, Hop to it isn't particularly great here. All right. They should probably block. Just gonna throw that out there. Taking 12 is a lot. This does shrink the Burrowguard Mentor, making it harder for them to attack me. But we'll see how this goes. But we got the Reach creature out of the way. And now we can even potentially give like the Tree Guard duo wings. And do something there. If I draw Plains, that would be real. Oh my gosh. This Burrowguard Mentor is outrageous. It's an 8/8. What do I even do? Holy cow. I just don't have good blocks. 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Oh, okay. All right, well, we drew the Plains. What does that do? Let me think, okay? Let me think. So let's say I Feather of Flight the Tree Guard duo. That attacks for 4. This attacks for 8. And then let's say I play Hop to it. And then I have 5 blockers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has Vigilance too, right? Like, this is my only hope, I think. Innkeeper's Talent is also quite interesting. But I think I need to play Hop to it to survive. All right. We just hope we don't die to the Burrowguard Mentor. You know what I mean? Like, this is our... We have a game plan, at least. Now, any type of interaction or answers to my flyers will just end me, but that's kind of the game that we're playing here. We have a bunch of chump blockers. They have a giant Burrowguard Mentor. Now, I can block the Burrowguard Mentor with the Hazard Root Herbalist. So, and if they just play like a bunch... It depends. Like, if they play a bunch of creatures, there's so many different factors here, but we do have 6 blockers. We're at 12. We have lethal in the air. Like, my Strike Force will just get in front of a token, and then everything else will block all the big things. Like, I can totally see putting the Herbalist in front of the Mentor. That means I only take 4 damage there. I can put my 1/1s in front of the Wild Guide, and I can put my Baker's Bane duo in front of Head of the Homestead. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 1 Basically, it's like I don't want them to play a flyer or a removal spell. Or a pump spell. Is that too much to ask for? Maybe. Maybe. I don't even know how to block here. Is it the Herbalist? No, because if I don't, let's say they kill this. 2, 4, 5, 6. Not quite enough. Can I die if I don't block this? All right, let's just block with the Baker's Bane Duo. I don't think I can die if I block like this. They didn't play any creatures. I don't know. I think we're dead. Like, they could have played more creatures. I feel like they're playing, like, interactive spells. If I draw, like, another pump effect, I can maybe kill them. Caretaker's Talent does not do anything, right? Ah, oh, they played a flyer. Damn it. Damn it! And now they have a 9/9 Trampler. Ooh. Sadness. Do they have a 2-drop to get back? They don't. All right, what do I do? This has a lot of toughness. I can just attack with this, maybe. Oh, they can grow all their tokens, too? Alright, I'll keep the duo back. Okay. And then I can go up to 9, potentially, here. All right, let us see what they do. Now, the caretaker, now they have 5 tokens. I'm at 9 life. I think they're just going to pump twice here. I don't... If they make a... I guess they get to draw a card, but that's not that big. I want them to use all their mana here on Caretaker's Talent. It's sorcery speed, I believe. And our plan, again, is just disguise. Flyers. They played a Plains. That's not ideal. Because they played a Plains, they can also attack with the Tender Wild Guide. Oh. Alright, well, I mean, I'm just going to do all the things here. Okay, a token goes here. This goes here. Or whatever. This goes here, I guess. This goes here. This goes here. 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 We take 5 trample. Alright, this puts us down to 1. And we're blocking the most amount of damage. Oh, we take 1 less even. We're at 2 life! Woo! That! Man, we've been playing some nice games. Look, I got a plan. I'm a man with a plan. We execute on the plan, and that allows us to beat some of these busted decks, right? I mean, we drew Innkeeper's Talent too, but that was a good game. A really, really good game. And I love winning those games more than anything else. Those close ones where you win by like 1 life. Every phase of combat matters. Every damage, every point. Those are the games I like. All right, Plat 1 now. Great hand. Great hand. This hand is ridiculous. Here I will put green here on the Uncharted Haven because I have the Innkeeper's Talent. So the plan here is to go turn 2 Baker's Bane Duo. Oh, Builder's Talent. All right. Turn 2 Baker's Bane Duo into turn 3 probably, because the thing with Innkeeper's Talent, you just want to get it going as quickly as possible. So the alternative was to go turn 2 Innkeeper's Talent, turn 3 Shrike Force. That's interesting too. But I figure, I don't know. What's better? Did they miss? Are they missing a land drop here? The nice thing here is I have Banishing Light if they Banishing Light my Innkeeper's Talent. Oh no. Damn it. They have a Nettle Guard. Do I need to Banishing Light that? That's so sad. I mean, obviously I can't play the Innkeeper's Talent. I don't think I need to play it yet. Patience. Playing with some patience here. Like, unless they somehow keep up mana open for the rest of the entire game, then that's going to be kind of annoying, I suppose. No, even then, that doesn't really matter. Like, I guess they can eat my food randomly. Shrike Force has been really solid, though. Just nice, evasive creature, gets in, plays a little offense and defense. Starlit Soothsayer, okay. Scavenger's Talent, look at them go. They are cooking. This is kind of scary. This is definitely scary. I feel like I need to get, I need to match their power level. I need to get Innkeeper's Talent going. So I'm going to kill the Nettle Guard here. I think I have to get Innkeeper's Talent going here to have a chance. They're just, they're up to no good. There's all kinds of shenanigans happening on that side. I need the Innkeeper's Talent in play. The way that I win here is by piling counters onto my Shrike Force and putting enough pressure before they just dirtle me to death, right? They're definitely kind of in position to dirtle me to death, and I don't want that to happen. If I draw a land this turn, next turn I can go Innkeeper's Talent into Hop to it. Or if I draw a land, I can go Innkeeper's Talent, level up, then Baker's Bane Duo. That could actually be better. Intrepid Rabbit, whatever. Whatever. I'm not afraid of you attacking me. Or not that afraid, at least. No land from us, so I believe it is Innkeeper's Talent and Baker's Bane Duo. Put a counter on Shrike Force, and no point attacking with a 3/3 into their 0/4. Got some life to gain. Got plenty of things to do with our mana, that's for sure. It's just everything kind of is reliant on them not answering my Banishing Light or my Shrike Force, right? It's a really good sign that they just like ticked up the Scavenger's Talent. That is really good for us. All right, well, we have a game plan here. Let's go to the skies. And that is a Worn Elder. I'll play Worn Elder. Now where do I put a counter? I can put a counter on the Duo. They can't block it. All right. This is an attack for 9. And then I have a Worn Elder activation potentially available as well. All right. What you got? The last mode on this doesn't do much. They were stuck on mana. If they had a removal spell, they would have killed my Shrike Force, right? Instead of tick up Scavenger's Talent. So I'm feeling okay about this. Cautiously optimistic, if you will. They're stuck on land, so it might be a good idea next turn to tick up the Innkeeper's Talent. If I draw a land, that would be ideal, I think, because then that would give my creatures Ward 1. And then also I can still activate the Worn Elder. I could also choose to go wide, They're not decking me anytime soon. What is this attack? I feel like I'm in one of those instances where I'm... Oh, Thoughtstalker Warlock, I guess. I don't care about my hand. Oh, they might have wanted to mill themselves to try to hit something good and then tick up the Scavenger's Talent. Yeah, right? Yeah. So like they would get a food, put a counter on Starlit Soothsayer, potentially sack 3 things, and if they hit another, like a Glide Dive Duo or something, they can do that as well. So yeah, no block makes a lot of sense here. This Strike Force is just lethal next turn, potentially, with the Worn Elder activation plus the counter from the Innkeeper's Talent. I am shocked they have Nocturnal Hunger, honestly. I am pretty surprised. Like, I'm like pretty surprised. I thought they would have used that on the previous turn. All right, it seems like I should just keep playing things. Expend and put a counter on this, and that turns that into, I believe, a 5/4. No, even big. I actually don't need to expend. Excuse me. But might as well anyways. I don't see a better line here. I could also play a hop. I can also put a counter on this and then hop to it. Maybe that's better. Okay. This is such a good combo, by the way. Scavenger's Talent plus Builder's Talent. But this puts one extra creature in play. I'm not actually sure if that's better or worse. But also, I think taxing my opponent's mana when they're stuck on 4 with all the stuff to do with their mana is not a bad thing necessarily, because the flyer is kind of my route to victory. And now I just have like 6 creatures in play with a Worn Elder activation available. They're at 7 life. I have a huge flyer. I can potentially kill them with this next turn even. It's a 5/4 with flying with Ward 1. Put a counter on it again. I can play a couple of creatures actually and just keep making it grow. But this Wombo combo, like, I can never count things out. Like, I have no idea what they can do. They could deck me really quickly out of nowhere. Who knows? Put counters out of nowhere. Who knows? They might honestly need to tick up the Scavenger's Talent just to get back the Starlit Soothsayer. They might. And just use that to chump block every turn. It's definitely possible. I mean, they're at 7 and now I have a wide board. Attacking seems pretty bad. Unless they're going to attack with creatures that they plan on already attack. Ooh, Tree Guard Duo. Jeez. They have 4 mana available though. They have 4 mana available and didn't take up Scavenger's Talent. Very sus. I'm just going to play more things. When in doubt, play more things. They can have another Nocturnal Hunger, definitely. I don't really have fantastic attacks with everything else, so I'm just going to attack with the flyer, and if they kill it, they kill it. Like, it has to be Nocturnal Hunger, I guess, or Consumed by Greed, something like that. Oh, I guess they can just gain life and mill themselves? Are they going to mill me? Interesting, okay. I have 22 cards left. I feel pretty good. All right. Now I have a million creatures. They have 4 creatures in play. If they block the 4 biggest ground creatures, this is still 2, 4, 6 damage getting through with the Worn Elder activation. And then I also have this giant Baker's Bane duo. So next turn, we are most definitely alpha striking here, unless they play a sweeper. And then ticking up the Worn Elder. I don't know. I mean, this is... They probably have a Wrath, right? Or something. I mean, they only get 1 food out of this. Yeah, it looks like it's a Wrath. The nice thing about this, though, I killed all their creatures. But it's still a Wrath. Oh, gosh. Like, the literal turn that they needed it to. That's really disappointing. That's super disappointing. Oh well. Alright, well, no real option here. Okay. Tree Guard Duo. Definitely glad I blocked. Right? They could have gotten like an Intrepid Rabbit back or something. Daggerfang Duo, sure. Oh, that's also really annoying. Oh my gosh. All right, just give me like a Banishing Light or something. You know what I mean? All right, they mill the Carrot Cake. They can go up to 6, mill me some more. Land would be great. Sonar Strike is interesting. I'm going to play the Bell. I'm actually not going to get a land here. I just think anything I draw here is good. Alright, we drew the land anyways. Okay, sure. I don't know. Okay, fine. All right, Daggerfang Duo down. What a close one. They needed to draw like all action, but I mean that Wrath was just absurd, right? Like there's just not much I can do. Oh, they can get back Carrot Cake, of course. That is a thing. Wow, this is so annoying. I'm just gonna get decked out. Oh man. Another one? That's insane. That's 12. They can mill me for 12. Holy cow. What a cool deck. If we're going to lose, it's going to be to the deck with double Scavenger's Talent, Builder's Talent, and Wrath of God. We'll note, green-white struggles with Wrath of God. Unsurprisingly. Unsurprisingly. Man. And Carrot Cake takes them up to 9. I think we're dead. I legitimately think that we're dead here. All they need to do is tick up Scavenger's Talent, and then, like, sack Carrot Cake, and I'm dead. Because they can get, if they level it up again, they can even get back a creature from the graveyard. Although then they can't gain life. So it's a kind of interesting. But the thing is, they can sack Carrot Cake and sack this food. So if they tick the Scavenger's Talent to the 3rd mode, they can sack 3 food, but they need 1 more land. They need to, if they have another land, I'm dead, I believe. Those were good cards to mill. Yeah, if they play a land, then they can go to the ultimate on Scavenger's Talent. But the thing is, I'm still just dead here, right? Like, they go up to 12 and they block this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ah, so close! Oh my gosh. What a frustrating way to lose. What a frustrating way to lose. What if they forget to block? Ugh. Ugh. Ugh, why did they block the 3-power creature? I don't know. Just, ugh. Oh, the second Scavenger's Talent. Should have played around it. Hit them with a good game, and we are dead. They just need to sack 2 food. I'm going to give them credit. They're also taking forever, and I want to finish out all my drafts. Okay. All right. Good beats. We got Wrathed. 5-1. All right, we're playing against a rank 17 player. Do not care in the slightest. But I do care that my hand is pretty mediocre. I'm going to keep. It's a very slow hand, though. Let's name white here with the Haven. We have double Banishing Light, Crumb and Get It, and Treeguard Duo. Drew Hop to it, which is very, very good with that Treeguard Duo that we have. Interestingly enough, they're playing a Boros deck, and they didn't play anything on turn 2. But to be fair, I'm playing a Selesnya deck, and I didn't play anything turn 2 either. With Fountain Port. All right, they're going mega deep here. Oh, this is going to be like Mousetrapper or something. Okay, there it is. I was like, what can you have? It's got to be a little Mousetrapper. Okay, that's why you keep. That's a good keep. Good keep, opponent. I'll take 5. I'm killing this Mousetrapper before any shenanigans occurs. Fountain Port Bell. They got a forest. Okay. They're cooking. They are cooking. Innkeeper. Yep, that's a good one. Good thing we have another Banishing Light. Good thing, right? No Innkeeper's Talent for you. And then I will play this. All right. All right. At least got that off the board, but the Fountain Port's also really annoying. Okay. I can do that at instant speed. Let's play Treeguard Duo. Let's target one of these little suckers. Attack. They don't have Moose mana. That's good to know, at least. That's fine. That's fine. All right, we're kind of out of gas here. We do have this Lupin Flower Village that we're going to be leading heavily on. Hopefully we can use it to find like a Phineas or something. Raccoon Rallier from the opponent with 2 cards in hand. I will crack this food because I don't have anything else to do with it. All that mana with the Fountain Port is kind of annoying. Like I said, looking for Phineas here. Hazard Root or Shrike Force? Hazard Root seems pretty good because then I can attack with Treeguard Duo. So let's get Hazard Root. This way, if they like double block, that's fine. All right, that's good. And then now with the Fountain Board, now I can just start attacking with everything. Obviously, it also depends on what else they find. Flame Cash Gecko, okay. That is kind of annoying, I guess. Oh my gosh, this Fountain Port is getting us so good. The old 3-color Fountain Port deck. Damn. I need to draw my good cards. Right? Baker's Bane duo for us. Innkeeper's Talent would be nice, obviously. Yeah. Like a never-ending stream of fish is actually kind of hard for my Hop to It deck to deal with. With Worn Elder, okay. Yeah, and they haven't even rummaged, so like their hand is amazing. So they just kind of have that inevitability. And they were also at like a really high life total. So all of those things points to not good times for me. I'm going to target the Baker's Bane duo here. All right, to the skies we go. Take 4, buddy. All right, they might draw a card now. We'll see. Oh, deal. Wait, why would you? Oh, I see. Because they're playing around Crumb and Get It. Yeah. That's fair. That's actually that. You know what that is? That is a rank 17 play. That is a rank 17 play, folks. They read me for Crumb and Get It, and as a result, they took less damage. Heads up, Steve-O, or whatever the heck your name is. Oh, well, there goes all of our offense again. Innkeeper's Talent! Innkeeper's Talent! Like this board is terrible for me. Innkeeper's Talent. Does that even get me out of this? Unclear. That is a magic card. All right, be quiet. Like, I'm giving you respect. Just close your mouth. Nobody wants to hear this. All right, let's do this. All right. I mean, their deck is solid, as expected. Plenty of interaction. Phineas down, yep. Like, honestly, we did lose to this Fountain Port, though. Like, I was going to lean on my rabbit tokens to, like, attack through, but given that they can just make a bunch of fish, it's just not a good strategy. Man, you know, after this 5-0 start, we're about to be 5-2. Unfortunate. And they have the Gecko. Lots of mana sinks. Roughshod Duo, sure. Like, I don't even know if Innkeeper's Talent at this point gets it done. Oh, and the Nettle Guard? Okay. Okay. Yeah. And then they get back the Innkeeper's Talent? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Good beats. Well played and good beats. Okay. I mean, I still like my deck. I still feel like we can definitely trophy with this deck. But a couple of unfortunate matchups there. Okay. 5-2 on the play, double forest, and a bunch of white cards. I will mulligan this hand. I don't like that hand very much. This is an interesting one. I'm going to keep this. I want all the lands. I think I'm going to just get rid of the Sonar Strike. Let's play Bell. I will get Plains or Forest. I think Plains. I don't know why I keep leading with Plains. I should be leading with Forest. Whatever. Not a big deal. I just figured the Crumb and Get It is about as good as a Sonar Strike, at least early. So, you know, if they play a 2-drop, I'll just like attack through, Crumb and Get It, etc. If they trade, they trade. If not, you know, I'm okay with that too. Oh, that was a mistake. I should have, well, I should have sacked the bell. How good would Longstock Brawl here be for us? Brambleguard Veteran, sure. It's kind of annoying. All right, let's draw something good. Or not. It's named Green. All right. I felt like I just wanted to get in for a good amount of damage here. We'll see what happens. If they play a 4-mana card, we take 8. Which is a lot. Giving the Raccoons Vigilance is kind of obnoxious. Just gonna say. Do we have a lot of top-end threats? Like, I feel like I just have these duos, but I would love to be able to just pump them up and beat down. All right, Alania's Pathmaker, sure. All right, so we take 8. And they hit Emberheart Challenger, sure. Okay. I mean, they're at 14. I can gain a bunch of life, so it's not the worst. Drawing a land there was actually the worst, though. Wow. We get a 5-0-0-3? That's going to be just the most disappointing thing ever. I mean, I don't even know, like... I feel like I need to attack... I feel like attacking gives me a chance to win. Because I got these duos. If they can't somehow spend all their mana, which they will, and then we, like, go up to 18, right? This is not a Raccoon. But this was not a good draw. Not a good draw at all for our deck. Maybe the deck is just not as good as I thought. If I just don't draw my talents, is this deck kind of mediocre? I mean, I got the Warren Elders too, which would have been a really good draw. I have Phineas as well. I have a lot of good cards. But we did mulligan this hand and went, you know, I just needed like one decent sized thing there. Like one decent sized thing and we're like in a really decent shape to raise them by gaining some life and we would have gotten in for more damage with the Baker's Bane duos. Interesting. They're gifting me a tapped fish. I gotta do it, right? I know they have like another removal spell probably. Why didn't they do it with the Emberheart Challenger? You get to like draw cards. Whatever. If they I mean, to be fair, if they kill it in response, like, yeah, sure. Like everything fizzles, right? What was the oops? Oh, they still get the fish? I didn't know that. Yeah, well. A most unfortunate series of events here. Okay. That is a Banishing Light. They have 2 cards in hand. I will place that Banishing Light. I will kill the Brambleguard Veteran. I will pass. That's the one that, like, pumps offense and defense, but they have 2 cards left here still. But they just played a Lumra. Okay, sure. I don't think we have a draw in our deck that gets us out of this. Oh my gosh, they milled 4 lands! What? They milled 4 lands. Not cool. Does this trample? Okay, no. I'll do this. Wow. Unreal. All right. GG's. What, man, what a turnaround. We're gonna get demoted too. We were Plat 1, we were sky high. Oh, we still stayed Plat 1, but what a horrible sequence of games here. Started out so gosh darn strong, right? Started out so incredibly strong. Let me take a look at this deck. 7 2-drops, solid 3s, Tree Guard Duo. Like, I like my creatures. Obviously, Baker's Bane Duo not at its best here because I don't have a lot of top-end stuff. I would need to double spell. So I did take it because, you know, I have the Builder's Talent and it's pretty good with that. There were some other cards I could have taken over the Duo, and maybe I should have. Because it was just like slightly underperforming here. It's possible that I might have wanted to play one more reasonably large card here. So maybe something like a Seed Pod Squire, because I don't have a lot of flyers. It's a 4 mana card that activates the Baker's Bane Duos and also just gives me a little bit more oomph to play on curve. Given that I have 2 5s, maybe the Squire would have been decent here. If I were to do that, what would I have cut? That's an interesting question too, right? Because I'm playing 16 lands here with the Bell. I don't think I should play less lands. So if that's the case, then I would probably look to be cutting one of my spells. And if I'm looking to cut one of my... I mean, maybe it was the Herbalist. I mean, but this card was fine too. It was probably a spell. Maybe it was the Sonar Strike, because Crumb and Get It, I think, is just... in a creature-centric deck, it's a little bit better, especially when I'm trying to protect cards like the Phineas. So I know Sonar Strike is a quote-unquote better win rate card, solid card in general, but I just felt like for my deck, I could have maybe used an extra 4-mana card with the duos and just something that's a little bit better in the late game to force some damage through. My deck doesn't have a lot of flyers, right? I think this card is horrible if your deck has more than like 3 or 4 flyers, but I only had the Strike Force. So I think the Seed Pod Squire could have done some work here as just another way to push through a little bit of damage and have just a little more, a little more action in the late game. I think it was kind of small. You know, we didn't draw the Sonar Strike anyways. I think it was kind of small, but I think that could have been reasonable. But like I said, I thought this deck was solid. I think going 5-3 at the beginning of the draft, like every time I have Innkeepers, like I want a trophy with this card. Come on, I keep getting it, but I'm not quite getting there with the card in general. But I thought this deck was solid. We lost to a really solid Gruul deck with a good curve. We had a pretty bad draw there. We lost to a Naya deck that, the Fountain Port actually just absolutely destroyed us because we were leaning heavily on tokens plus the Herbalist. And then we, of course, lost to the Wrath deck. So, we lost to some solid decks or some bad matchups, and it happens. It happens, but at the end of the day, I was really hoping for a trophy here, but 5-3 is still solid. Profiting on gems here and hoping we can turn things around in another one. Anyways, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Access to the Patreon will give you access to my Discord channel, which has a bunch of like-minded individuals like you trying to up their limited game. Additionally, this video is brought to you by tcgplayer.com. If you want to purchase any Magic the Gathering singles or sealed products, check them out. Check out the affiliate link in the description below before you do any shopping. And finally, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies, deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, notepads. They've got all kinds of great stuff. Check them out. heavyplay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video.